Hey people, it's Naya talking. Now, from the beginning, those people who followed me for that long know that I've always said I wasn't black. I'm Pakistani. And I've always tried to speak to your best interests as best as I can. And the title of this video, My Best Friends Are, relates to something that I hear a lot of black people talk about whenever I speak about what's happened to black people, reparations and justice, and etc. And something that I was triggered by reading Richard Williams' book, Black and White. And for those of you who haven't, please get that book. I did put in my recommended reading videos. And there was a story within Richard Williams' life where he talked about Mr. Beaumont, a preacher in Shreveport, Louisiana. And Mr. Beaumont had not always been a poor preacher. He had once been a landowner and a prosperous farmer. And he talked about his neighbors, his white neighbors. Now, once upon a time, he and his white neighbors had been good friends. But his other white people had said to him, "Are you going to let an N-word have more money and land than you?" And so one day, his neighbor and some other whites stormed in at gunpoint after a long period of negativity and tension. They stormed in at gunpoint. They threatened to kill his family and burn it down with him and his family in it. And unless they sign over the land to them. And afterwards, I think Mr. Beaumont tried to go to the police, and they told him, ain't no N-word got any business owning land anyway. So I often employ that. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, maybe you've seen it, I make memes. I made one like this. When you ask a white or non-black Black Lives Matter protester, do you support reparations for slavery? And I used a clip, which was of some black woman singing along to some unknown rap song where she says, "F that N-word, F that N-word." Basically, that's their response. And I've done other memes like that in the same vein. And I even made other posts like that. I said, about Jane Elliott, I think that's her name, the one who goes on about racism and talks. I said, has she ever talked about reparations or ending for-profit prisons or giving black people the same things that the government has given white people and any of that stuff, apart from just talking about how racism is wrong? And I asked, if she has, let me know. I'll wait. And a shruggy emoji. And later on, I was proven right. When all this reparations talk started to happen, do you know what she said? She said, if reparations come, Native Americans should get it first. No, the hell, they shouldn't. They've gone their land, they've gone their payments, however much they squandered it, and they held black people as slaves, quite a lot of them. And when the federal government ordered them to free them and to make them members of their tribes, do you know what they did? They went out of their way to make sure that they were cast out, and they made laws, to stop them becoming members. So basically, they would say, there's a thing called the Dawes Rolls. I don't want to get too heavy into it, but they made this fake list, and they said all these people, a lot of them who have white blood and non-black blood, they are considered Indians. And if you are descended from one of them, you are considered one of our tribe. If not, you don't get nothing. So they've worked to exclude black people from any reparations or things that they get. But Jane Elliott came forward and said, well, they need to be included in black people's reparations. It's funny, isn't it? Everyone wants to hate on black people, but whenever black people, and doesn't want to be included in black people's suffering, but whenever black people get something, everyone wants a piece of it. What's that phrase that Paul Mooney once said? Everybody want to be an N-word, but nobody want to be an N-word. And it's so true. So this is what my main point is. I hear lots of black people say, hey man, you can't be saying that. I have white friends. I have Chinese friends. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, go up to them and say, I want reparations for what the government has done to me. I want a black business district with all black businesses and shops, like Chinatown. I want a black town. And I want a neighborhood that we have inhabited to be recognized as a historical place and be protected, like Little Italy. It'll be called Little Africa. And talk about all these things, and you want tax exemption, like some of the tribes have for your people. Huh? And just watch. I guarantee you, just watch. Watch how they react. I once joked with some of the people I talked to about this. There needs to be a meme, like a break glass case with an N-word inside it, because that's what they're going to be doing. In case of emergency, get the N-word and start throwing at you. You stop being their black friend and you start becoming that N-word, And people might say, man, aren't you a bit cynical? Aren't you being negative? Isn't there good people? Oh, I believe there are good people. I'm just a realist. I don't believe in lying to you. I've said to you that I love you and I'm your friend, and I want to tell you the truth, because a friend would tell you that stop living in these fantasies and these denials. If you start living in reality, then maybe, just maybe, you can get the things that you need and you deserve. Anyway, I don't want to keep going on too long because I get the feeling this is already getting a bit long. But I hope that the message that I've said has sunk into your brain and you can go forth with this. So I hope any black man or woman listening to my words can think about what we've talked about. Peace.